I'm sure everybody has seen this video.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Happened during a Coldplay concert in Massachusetts. So internet sleuth says that he quickly identified the man as Andy Byron, a married CEO of $1 billion software development firm called Astronomer. Now, that is not his wife. That woman is the company's human resources chief. She's head of HR.
And, it went viral. And I honestly think that if the people wouldn't have not reacted as they did, it probably wouldn't have went as viral because how wild they reacted. And even the singers like, oh, the only way they're doing this is they cheating or something else. So that caused people to investigate. So they should have reacted like that. But that brings up the question, hey, if I get caught cheating, will my spouse be able to take more from me because I got caught cheating? We're going to answer that question real quick. And it's a simple question. The answer is no, but it depends. There's some few exceptions. Okay, so you gotta look at the divorce case as this. We're saying divorce, but it's multiple parts of divorce. You got the actual divorce, you got property, you got alimony, and you got custody if you got kids. So separate all that out of your mind. It's all under divorce, but separate out of your mind. So let's talk about when it will hurt you in divorce getting caught cheating. And you're in a state like Mississippi where we don't have a no-fault divorce. We got a agreed divorce, irreconcilable differences where you can agree to get divorced, but we don't have a no-fault to where you can just get a divorce without a fault. We're an at-fault divorce state. So you got to sue somebody to get a divorce if they do not agree. So in Mississippi, adultery is one of those things. So hey, let's say my spouse don't want a divorce. So that Jumbotron video is good evidence of adultery. But adultery goes a little farther. You gotta not only prove somebody, oh no, let's say I got caught cheating on the Jumbotron. I don't want a divorce, but my spouse does. She sues me for adultery. You want to prove they had a sexual relationship, but that's good proof. And so that is where that video will hurt them the most. If they don't want to get divorced and that person has a video, just use this video as some proof towards the adultery. All right. So let's look at where it doesn't hurt as much. People think, oh, you got caught cheating, so you're going to lose more in equity distribution and alimony. No, they do. In most states, you do not get punished for how the divorce ends during property settlement, equity distribution and alimony. That's based on how long y'all was together. That's based on who brought the assets into the marriage, how y'all accumulated assets, who took care of the assets, who destroyed the assets. Now, if I got caught cheating, I destroyed a home or something, very expensive car, then that could kind of play into it. But though your equity distribution, your assets are split based off those factors. The judge is gonna look at those factors. So, hey, we was together 10 years and I was the main breadwinner. Yes, I'm probably gonna have to pay my wife alimony. If me and my wife, even though I bought 5 rental properties, my own money, but my wife helped me took care of the rental properties. My wife caught the pay for the rent. The judge is gonna give the wife equity in those rental properties if we was together for a long time. If you was just together a year, judge is not gonna do that. But if you was together for 10 years, the judge is gonna give the wife equity in the rental properties. Or you make deed a couple of them to her. And so those are a few examples of how even though I got caught cheating or I'm not getting done worse. On the flip side, my wife was the breadwinner. I get caught cheating, but we was together for 10 years. 10 years is just a good number to see that, but it could be less for years over. If I get caught cheating and my wife's the breadwinner, I could probably get her to pay alimony. That's an example of how it doesn't spit over the equity division and alimony. Now, it can spill over into kids a little bit. In Mississippi, They have something called the Albright factors. That's what you use to decide custody as well, factors, with additional factors. And so one of those factors are called moral fitness of the parents. And so let's say if you was cheating with the wife and y'all home, not cheating with the wife, you was cheating in y'all home and you was doing drugs and it was just wild. That cheating could be used as moral fitness just a little bit, but not as bad. It used to way more back in the day, but now it's more. I will bring it up in court, but the judge not gonna say, judge might be more concerned with with drugs or something like that versus being on Jumbotron cheating outside, but you was in the house doing drugs with somebody else cheating, then that might affect moral fitness. But on Jumbotron outside, maybe affecting the kids at school because it went viral, maybe a little, but not that much. So you won't have to worry about as much affecting the custody battle as well. And so that's your answer. Hey, I think it's fair. Somebody get caught cheating, you shouldn't be punished for getting caught cheating. That's not an excuse to cheat. Some states actually have a cause of action for, like Mississippi, we have it. I forgot, injured spouse, I think it's called. Something spouse. I can't remember the name of the cause of action. But you could sue somebody in Mississippi. Let's say I get caught cheating and me and my wife get divorced. My wife could sue the woman who I was cheating with for being a major part in their divorce. So that's a pretty cool thing. And so I just want to kind of dispel that myth, because you see that a lot. Like, oh man, he finna lose a lot of money, because especially man, like, oh, he finna lose a lot of money because he got caught cheating. Well, we just assuming he's the breadwinner, but if he's not the breadwinner, then he may not lose a lot of money. If him and his wife just got married a year ago and they both came in with their own assets, he's not finna lose a lot of money just because he got caught cheating. But if his wife been married 20 years, they started off at college together, they was broke, he's finna lose a lot. Not because he caught cheating, just because he's getting divorced and equity distribution laws. He might not have to pay alimony because if his wife has a good job and can support herself, but he's definitely going to lose a lot of assets. But if he got kids, he'll have to pay a lot of child support for his kids. But let's say, we don't know the story. His wife could be a drug addict because his kids, his wife might have to still pay him alimony, child support. I'm trying to say child support, guys. It's just a Friday evening after long work. My brain is getting blank. But I hope that helps. Leave a comment in the comments if you think that if you get caught cheating, that you should be punished for getting caught cheating and when it comes to splitting property. I think everybody's going to say no. I don't know. I'm not trying to start a man versus women thing, but I can see a few women say he cheated and he should be hurt in his pockets. I see it. But like I said, it go both ways. You get caught cheating on your man can hurt your pockets. If that law was like that, they still hurt your pockets now if you've been married for a long time. So just think about it. The longer you married, the worse your spouse can hurt your pockets. That's a good general rule. The longer you've been married, the worse your spouse can hurt your pockets, no matter who at fault for the divorce. It just came to me like that. Oh man, I'm gonna write that down. I'm starting using that in consultations. The longer you've been married, the worse your spouse can hurt your pockets. If you only been married for a short time, the less they can hurt your pockets. Now, I have seen some situations where people only married 2-3 years, they have to pay alimony, but most times you rarely see that. But you can't leave a spouse high and dry. I'm saying they call it separate maintenance. You just leave a spouse high and dry. You can't do that. You have to pay some type of alimony if you was a breadwinner, but it won't be permanent or something like that. Okay, I'm done rambling. But hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And this is Attorney Dwayne Hobson. I'm a lawyer in Mississippi. If you need a lawyer in Mississippi, call 662-624-4100. I do car accidents, slip and fall. I do a lot of bankruptcy. We represent towns. And I hope you enjoyed this video. See y'all in the next one.